And it is time to go live from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott. Welcome to the morning steam for Monday, November 27th, Cyber Monday. More shopping if you got winners. Hey, if you didn't, well, you could put it on your Prime card, I guess. Say prime time last night. My Chargers. What happened, Chargers? Oh boy, it's been a rough season for the Chargers. Hey, that's what happens when you don't, have a great organization. Chargers lose last night. If you were uh, going to bed early with that one, people weren't too happy with the quality of play. Chargers lose to the Ravens, and the Ravens keep rolling. A great day in NFL. The big game went overtime, and what a thriller it was for the Eagles. Man, the Eagles over the Bills in exciting fashion last night. And Bills did a pretty good job, too. Let's not slight the Bills. We want to, bury Josh Allen half the time. We want to maybe call them faders, pretenders. There's only so many good quarterbacks out there. You'd take this guy over most of them. Pretty good performance last night by those guys. Say hello to folks in the chat and see if you're ready to go today with our sports betting card. We'll look at, I don't know, 12, 15 games. Who knows? Where are the morning games? Why isn't this some holiday week or something? Can we get some hoop or something? We'll have, of course, tonight's NFL game with Chicago and Minnesota. We'll have NBA, NHL, and I'll look at a couple of college basketball games for tonight. We'll find something out there on the sports betting card. And of course, we'll have a little coverage probably from our soccer gang today with some pretty good action here on this Monday. We've got EPL action today. It's a typical Monday with those Monday night features from Europe tonight. Verona and Lecce, Bologna, Torino, Fulham takes on Wolves, and Girona over and against Bilbao. So we got some football later on. And yeah, right. They come in. You never know when those soccer players are coming in. That's why you got to be in the Discord. Take a look over there. Chad was here first, and poor old Ramon. Yep, I need your sympathy today. And here, let's see who else was here. Who else is here? Brent's here. I'm just getting caught up here in the comments. So, what about 15 games this morning to preview? You guys had a good weekend, it sounds like. I'll just whip through some of the comments. I'll go over to Tony's picks and we'll get the show rolling. Ari brought the coffee. So appreciate you guys showing up early to have a little conversation. Hey, Timmy Two Shoes here today. All right. I'm getting rocked by Chad, apparently. Wait a minute. If you go 20-1, why am I flying someone? You're coming in on your own dime. You're on a great run. That's all that says. Great job, Chad. Nicholas is here. Josh is here today. He smashed a 13 team boom. Bring those tickets. Let's see him in the Discord. And put plays in the Discord. I enjoy seeing you guys in there. And again, I try to do the best job possible. I don't, we don't have a lot of action in there. I think the guys who are in there know what I'm doing and what they're doing. But, with my just sitting around watching line moves and everything, I'm pretty fast on the injury reports and stuff. I don't know if anybody knows or agrees with that. And you can set your notifications and get pretty fast information. I mean, just as fast as you're going to get it on, X. We'll see what you guys think. NBA's interesting tonight, certainly. William Dryman today, Blake. Talk about. All right. You got it, brother. I'll buy dinner. All right. Anyway, we'll go over to toyspicks.com and see how the handicappers did and maybe review a little bit of action when we come back. But until everybody gets here, maybe we can just get the commercial out of the way. I've always wanted to be a pitch man. And here's where I do it every day and talk about the uh, hot handicappers at Tony'sPicks.com, like Prabhi Samba Murdy. He was the handicapping leader yesterday on the site with an 11-6 record. You see these big records, but we offer props here at Tony's Picks. You don't see that on a lot of sites. And, mainstream props right here. So you got Ben Ruhala, big day, 17-12. That's high volume, but that'll, get it done. And in the prop world, you're going to have higher volume. Tim Irwin went 5-1 yesterday for nearly 4 units of profit. Hey, I'm up there 75% yesterday with a 6-2-1. I swept the early card. Interestingly, I, I'm an unders player. I went with 5 unders. And then I was on a show where the host said, I'm on every game pretty much. All of my picks are under except for one. I'm like, well, that's pretty good. This guy's a good handy. You know who he is. He's pretty big talent on these shows. And there wasn't even a touchdown scored for the first 26 minutes of real time. It was 26 minutes after the hour by the time a team scored a touchdown. There had only been 3 field goals in nearly a half an hour yesterday. Swept the early card, late card, some, you know, uh, I had the Eagles. Man, what a game that was. That was great. You can expect to see Buffalo still contending, can't you? All right. Anyways, 6-2 there for me. Everett Burton continuing to look good here early with the crew. Nick Lagaretto, 67% yesterday, as was Ron Crawford and Chauncey Giles and Daniel Woloschuk. Nasty Sports, 3-2. Marlon Pettis, 2-1. Nick Vartini, 3-2. So deep leaderboard on NFL Sunday. Good job by the team over the last 7 days. Well, I'm the handicapper leader over the last 7 days. About time, back to normal, right? Gang. I mean, if we got some new viewers in here, you'd think, I'm just the pitch man for the site. But back to where we belong. It won't be long here, especially with college basketball. I would think really start firing here and back on top here for the last 7 days at least. Over 4.5 units. Tim Irwin up nearly 3 1/3 units. Ron Crawford 2 1/4 units. Uh, I feel Ron and I from the same ilk. Also happy Ron, that Ron kind of from the same, the YouTube shows, the chat rooms, joins Tony's picks. I can identify with my buddy Ron Crawford, Ben Ruhala, there in the profit, and our new man, Mr. McNasty. Follow him on Twitter. Over the last 30 days, Daniel Woloschuk, he's done so much damage here. He's up nearly 16 units over the last 30 days. There's Ron Crawford up well over 6 units. Joseph Schultz over 6 units. Hollywood Sam nearly 4 units. And Sean Dinwiddie, the king of totals, 2 2/3 units of profit over the last 30 days here at Tony's Picks. You can get our premium picks. These are absolutely our best picks over at Tony'sPicks.com, including $15 picks, best bets, uh, 3 packs, 5 packs, 7 packs from our team of cappers. Let's see. I don't know if anybody's ready to roll yet today. Nick Vartini's got it tonight with 2 on the ice and 1 in the NBA. And best bets from our crew, including Ben Ruhala, the VIP account, Nick Lagarettos as well. Looks like he's in today's EPL game. So is Nick. Wolves and Fulham. All right, use the promo code TonyT at checkout. That'll save 20% off all premium pick packages. Hey, if you're doing fine with the free picks, let's get them rolling and talk about the games tonight. But maybe if you want to get a few extra winners in your pocket, choose one of our hot handicappers. And it's always profit guaranteed, meaning if you don't show a winning percentage winning profit anyway, based on the 100 unit measure that we use, that most of the reputable sites use, you get your credits back and you can try another handicapper or try the same handicapper. That's what you want to do. And you'll always have winning experience with us over at Tony's Picks. So, all right, appreciate that, you guys, because that's what I do. Give out free sports winners here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, the 40,000 subscriber juggernaut here today. Get ready for programming today with uh, Mindy Hahn, Tiffany Mance, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific, with midday plays. And then Tony has his shows, of course, his new show with predictive modeling, sponsored by the Rhythm app. That comes to you before the drive through at 6 Eastern and 3 Pacific. Tony and the Pick Dogs crew get you ready for the nighttime action right up until tip off and dropping the puck tonight with our sports and, of course, Monday Night Football. All right, a few more comments, you guys, and then I do want to have a little bit of monologue here for 5 minutes with NFL. Want to get some things, want to have my say about what happened this past weekend, and also thank the guys over at the PSR show last night for inviting me once again. They seem to like me, and I'm down with that because it's really what I like watching those type of shows. People who are just like you and I, meet you and you guys in the chat, type of things we talk about. Hardcore sports betting. I mean, this is no joke, right? And those guys are no joke. Taking it very, very seriously, and I was taking it seriously last night with the Chargers. A little bit of heartbreak. Wanted to see my team win. Get a chance to be on one of those shows, and uh, your team's playing. I mean, it's not. You can say whatever, but uh, everybody's got their team, right? So there's a little bit of pride on the line, even though this shitty franchise. I'm a little bit hot right now. All right, thinking about that game. You guys are sports fans, right? I mean, come on. But your team is not playing well. It's a little bit frustrating. I'm getting a little bit ticked off right now. All right. I'll come to terms with it. Even I mean, look, I'm complaining, and here's Doubles. I mean, he's a Bears fan. I mean, with all due respect, right, Doubles? Uh, we can sympathize with one another a little bit. Maybe tonight will be a good night for the Bears here. And I already looked at some of your comments here. I think I'm gonna. Thanks, Josh. Yeah, I think you'll. I think you'll like that. Ramsey World here today. All right. Thank you, Thomas. Yeah, we're really gonna get it going here. Lucky Power was there with me last night on the show, so I wasn't fooling around. Chad's ready for the big game of the day. This is the game. There it is. Josh said it. The game of the day. The two teams are both 2-14. Well, we should start the show with it. I mean, that game's right up our alley. Gerardo, hello. Right. Right, Gerardo. That's where the Raiders belong. But you know what? I think the one thing, and maybe I'm biased now because I'm in Vegas, but when you have the Raiders in Vegas, and in a way, it kind of, it's a growing. It's tough because the Raiders. I mean, Oakland Raiders. I mean, that's tradition, but the L.A. Raiders able to win a Super Bowl there. You're right, but Vegas. The Raider fans, when a Raider game comes to town, right? Not everybody's from Las Vegas. A lot of people come from LA especially, and Oakland too. But um, you know, that's the Raider Nation. I mean, and Raider fans are all over the world. Raiders are one of the names, right? And that's again, I mean, I it's funny when I talked about it on like some of those shows and stuff. Um, People kind of make fun of the old, and maybe it was easy to pick fun at Al Davis, but um, make no mistake, much as I despise the man as a competitor, um, Al Davis's impact on professional football is, among the most incredible contributions to the history of the game. So, all right, that's right. Well, you're wearing your Raiders lid, so. Oh, man, Josh, what do I say about this? I mean, do I want to have? I was trying to make Staley jokes at the end of last night's show, when talking about, and I tried to watch his press conference, but it was just unbearable. The I won't even get into it. Let me talk a little bit about yesterday's card. Yeah, had premium winners on the early card with all those unders yesterday. No one was scoring early on. Um, so we had some pretty good picks there. We had some winners on the show here as well yesterday, including the Colts. We also have, we called the Giants, didn't we? And come on, never in doubt. We had the Titans, pretty good job over the Panthers. We gave that one out on the show. We had the Falcons on the show yesterday. Yeah, we did every game yesterday, right? So also the Broncos, we gave out the Broncos. That was pretty impressive. I would say we also gave out the Bills and the Eagles total over here on the show yesterday. That was a winner as well. But yeah, we gave out the Chargers, right? This was supposed to be their role, but not with 4 turnovers last night. They had a good defensive game, even without Joey Bosa eating raisin bran at 6 at night uh, in the box. But Chargers, 3 fumbles, an interception. Herbert was pounded, right? He looked hurt again there. He had to go into the tent. Keenan Allen, he's got his only safety blanket, another multiple reception. What is it? Does he have 35 receptions in the last 3 games? Keenan Allen, none of the other guys. I go on that show last night. I'm like, oh, we're going to get diversity from this offense finally. Let's take some of the pain away from Keenan Allen. This guy's getting killed every week. And man, he's just a tough guy. Gets hurt every week because he's getting crushed. Everyone know the ball's going to him. So Ravens crush it last night. Zay Clark uh, had that touchdown. All right. Eagles and Bills, the 59-yard field goal, just awesome. Then the rains come. You kind of think that it hurt the Bills a little bit, the rain. They don't, even though they're the Bills and they're, if that snow comes, you never know what's going to happen, if it's a good or bad. But I know what we're saying about the rain and totals, but how about the rain and the Bills? It just felt like the Eagles were a little bit better suited to the late conditions there. Maybe at home it works a little better as well for our Las Vegas Raiders. A loss to the Chiefs. Mahomes, he can tear it up. Max, he was slowed. He got his sack, but Aiden O'Connell, 250 yards. Josh Jacobs, 100 yards rushing. Raiders fall to 5-7. That's not looking good for their playoff hopes as the Chiefs roll to another victory. Falcons, we had them. Ritter, maybe blah, got the win at home, but when you're rushing for 228 yards, and bad news for the Saints, my 2 favorite receivers right now, Chris Olave, Rashid, they both left the game yesterday. Maybe it hurt the Saints late, but hopefully those guys can stay on the field moving forward. I don't know which guy was in worse condition when the game was over, but both those guys ended up leaving the game for the Saints. Keep your eye on the Saints receiving corps because Michael Thomas was already out as well. Uh, Steelers and Bengals. Wow, great job by the Steelers. They got yards, they got yards, they got yards, and it didn't matter. And they got the points, 16-10. Yeah, ugly game, but they outgained them, and they had a big game offensively. Remember, 58 straight games they hadn't gotten 400 yards of total offense. make a coaching change. There you go, 420 yards of offense. Bengals are in trouble all of a sudden with their losing streak. Titans over Carolina. Uh, Bryce Young, uh, well, 200 yards, but Will Levis 185 yards. Panthers, uh, 4 sacks, a fumble. Titans win an ugly one. Colts win over Tampa Bay with Minshew going for 251 yards. Baker 200 yards, but interception, a fumble. And the Giants with their win. Giants 3 interceptions. Mack gets benched. Zappy's in there. Doesn't matter. Patriots 7 points. Jaguars over the Texans in that big game. Trevor Lawrence, 364 yards. Houston, Amendola came in there to try the 54-yarder of all things. He hit the crossbar. It was a beautiful kick. Stroud, 300-yard game. He did all he could. Got sacked 4 times. Broncos, give them all the credit in the world. These Broncos. Russell, doesn't matter. 130 yards. Doesn't matter. Broncos rush for 170. The defense, 4 sacks, recovered 3 fumbles. DTR got a bloody lip, got benched. After a while, Broncos crushed the Browns. He had to come out, I think, with they called it an injury. Rams clobber Arizona. Just from the start. So get those weapons in there and get Kyron Williams. 200 yards of total offense. Is that right for Williams? So, all right, let's get rolling with the show, and we'll talk a little basketball later. Thank you, guys. I love talking NFL football. There you go. Keith is our man with the silver and black. Yeah, I'm trying to get into the Raiders. I'm not going to leave my chart, and I know it's tough because Chargers fans do not like the Raiders, but just a sports better, and I'm listening to Raider pregame show, picking up my pizza at halftime yesterday. Trying to be a little bit simpatico with the silver and black. Um, when I was a kid, and last story here, we're going to start the show. But when I was 7, 8 years old, I was thinking I was a Raiders fan. Who didn't want to be a Raiders fan? They, just beat the pants off of Minnesota to win the Super Bowl. I'm a young, influenced kid. The Chargers are terrible then too, one of the worst teams around. So why not like the Raiders? And then when I saw the Holy Roller play and the chicken collapse, I was like, I cannot be associated with that type of team. I was 7 years old, and I was a young man of morals, and I couldn't want to cheat by rolling the ball in the end zone, and I switched to my home team, but never looked back. But still trying to hook up with the Raiders a little bit here in Vegas. All right, let's start the show with Monday Night Football. And get your thoughts on tonight's game, because we certainly have our Chicago correspondents here. I don't know if we have any Minneapolis correspondents, do we? I don't feel like we have any support from our group with the Vikings now. I'm a fan of their head coach. Certainly, the one great thing about the Vikings this season is they have proven it to everybody, right? Okay, so last year, it's better to be lucky than good type of thing, uh, as the old saying goes. But for the Vikings, maybe they're just good, because now as the breaks as they kind of make their own breaks a little bit, it feels like this season, uh, right? With everyone talking about how lucky they were, all the close games last season. They've got a rabbit's foot up their horseshoe or something, whatever they say. So, but this year it's all paying off for the Vikings, and they're just kind of doing it with hard work, making their own breaks. Yeah, they're only 6-5, but their last 6 games, obviously, they've covered them all, and they're also 5-1 straight up over the last 6 games. And they're running the ball well as well. Their running game was virtually non-existent for the first half of the season, but the last 3 games, the Vikings are running for 130 yards per 150 yards per game. So Dobbs has come over. He's, grabbed a win here with the team, and um, Minnesota doing a little bit of ball control. Here's Joey today on the Bears, and Williams on the Vikings. As we get rolling with a couple of picks, but so for the Bears, 3-8, but 5-3 against the spread. So that's decent, right? Because the Bears, to a certain, they've been a little bit. I don't know if it's a little bit better. I mean, like I said, I'm not. There are some people that aren't down on Fields at all, right? And well, you kind of wonder if he falls into that category of his stature or uh, but it does feel like he can make those plays on the run, and that maybe the support just around him isn't there. But when you see a record like 6-26, um, it's hard to throw your support behind a quarterback like that. Usually that would not. Back in the old days, I don't know what I'm talking about when I say that, but you know what? That would almost be the end, right? I mean, but if if you're as dynamic as he can be, and to be fair, there've been some an injury there and everything. But hi, Ray, nice to have you again. Hey, Crush is here today. Wow, hi, Crush. Nice to see you. Darren's got his play with the Vikings and the under here today. And of course, I mean, look, I don't want to. Don't want. We could go over the league wide trend. I mean, everyone knows that the under so far this season has gone. It's gone under every time but once on Monday Night Football, and there've been like a dozen games. Remember, there were not. There were 1 week we had 2 games. Every game has gone under. Uh, I don't know. I don't. Is it an angle? Is it? It's not a secret. It's not like some remote. Ramon. Road teams off of spread wins. And again, I'm not one of those guys that I don't think. I always try to validate a good trend. So you're not going to get any crazy trends from me like um, you know, day game, NHL day games on Tuesday because they never play those something. And I don't, and I think that this league wide trend is extremely relative when you talk about the, uh, 1-11 to the under so far this season because, first of all, it's a prime time under thing was always kind of a thing for years and years and years. And yeah, one thing I've said about this crazy streak of unders on the prime, and again, Sunday night and Monday night, especially the Thursday night's been a little bit higher scoring. You could argue right there if you try to start to, we always try to figure out trends, right? Maybe the Thursday night games are a little bit higher scoring because of the short rest for some teams, right? Most of the time, you're going to have teams on the very short rest. Rarely do you have them off the bye, and if so, it's only in the middle of the season. It's only just I don't know how many, 1, 2, 3 teams maybe come off the bye to play the Thursday night game. They should probably try to work that in, right? They should probably try to give every team the bye into the Thursday night game, or I guess you couldn't do it all, but in the middle of the season, at least when the buys start to come in, make that just part of the situation. Anyways, what I'm getting, so there have been more overs on Thursday night this year, not than unders, but just more than those other prime times. But again, I think the prime time games, you're certainly going to have people want to bet the over just in general that don't maybe follow trends specifically, that just open up the app after work and putting down their 20 or $50 and, having some friends over or something like that. Uh, I mean, all that adds up, right? That's why I think ticket count's the most important thing. So, all right, a few more comments from you here, maybe. The old, I think of the playoffs when I think of the Viking horn, but maybe the Viking horn will be going off tonight. All right, you can't stay away on Monday night, Josh. Come on. Yeah. Brent, Dobbs is making it cool to be a nerd, though. I mean, finally, for guys like me, a guy like Dobbs in there. He's got the brains and a little bit of athleticism, certainly. All right, you guys. With Minnesota and the Bears tonight. I just like what the Vikings have been doing, and the Bears, they're an imposter. We know that. Maybe the Vikings don't look like the best type of home favorite. Maybe you want to take them as a dog if you can. But if they can just keep the Bears down a little bit, and the Bears' offense isn't going to be too dynamic, Vikings prove to win games when they keep teams uh, relatively low score. Here you're talking about a game that, let's just assume it goes under, right? At 44. Give them the benefit of the doubt that the score is going to be somewhere in the 21 to 17 range, maybe 21-17. Vikings could win with an under right there. Thomas says, you know what? Tease it. Thomas is a tease. He's got the Bears plus and take the under. So, hey, Donald, appreciate that. I showed it once, but I just want to show the Fields rush. So you've got the Vikings getting it done, but Fields on the run, and like you said, he's got something to prove. Undergrads here, how you been, undergrads? It's a tarp, and is it undergrads? Is it a tarp that the Vikings should be a bigger favorite? Is that what it is? And they want you to take the Vikings looking cheap for a square like me? Let me know what's tarpy about it, because again, I'm just on a hot spread streak here with the Vikings, and we're playing a team that, Bears have done a nice job. Oh, the under feels like a tarp to Sean Money. And when will that under pressure give? But it doesn't look like it here, though, does it? I mean, right when you think of some of these unders that get tricky, like the ones on Sunday, I'm not sitting here to brag about. I mean, I got burned on some. It's funny because I usually stay always under, but the afternoon games, um, have had a little bit of over to them, a little bit of over tint in general, just the late window, and we had the Bills and the Eagles over, but we tried to get cute on those other games and went under. We even gave out the Browns and the Broncos over in the Discord yesterday, half hour before the game, but. The thing with the unders, right? The tricky ones on those early games, if they're tricky, but you figure the Patriots and the Giants, right? That thing was down to like 34, 33 and a half, wasn't it? And that was a dead solid under to a certain extent. Panthers and Titans, two rookie quarterbacks against decent, even the Panthers. I mean, as bad as they are, they've had some defense. Okay, they told me I can't talk 10 minutes about an NFL football game, especially as like this one where both teams can just forfeit. So go ahead and give the pick, Ramon. I'm going to take the Vikings here in this one. But all I was going to conclude was talking about the low scores and the totals, right? So where is the implied Monday night total thing here with the Viking, right? We already know the Viking, some of the Vikings issues. Yeah, there was talk about Justin Jefferson, but that can't be real talk, can it? Because the injury seems so significant here, and that news of him possibly coming back to play in this game just comes to roost over the last. So no, he's not playing. He's doubtful in this one for sure. And uh, so where is that? Where is the offense gonna? Is it because it's Fields and Dobbs and they got that running and passing type of mentality? No, the Bears have no this is not. It's again more problems with Bears receivers. Yeah, I got one extremely talented receiver that unfortunately is getting pretty sometimes bottled up because of the lack of other weapons to a certain extent. And the Vikings are content to if they can run the ball for again like this, like they've been. Why wouldn't they just do it again? There it is, Ferner. Let's do it. Let's roll with the rest of the card. I've got the Vikings, and you know what's going on in the other one. All right. NBA action is fantastic. And we'll get to it right now. All right. The Lakers tonight are going to be taking on the Sixers here. And the Lakers are an underdog against those Sixers, a 5.5 point favorite. Okay, 5 point favorite. Well, that works for me. I mean, at this point, I mean, there's something good going on with the Lakers. Uh, this is certainly feels like a pleasant surprise right now, and I don't know. It feels like we're kind of on them here, and I want to be on them again. Um, now, real, just to be sure, their Monday game here. Just let me peek at the injury report and see, because the Lakers' two stars are going to be on it, and the Sixers are all clear here. So, and I'll just stick with the play, even if anything with the two-star, uh, they could just be ruled in for at any time. I would guess. I'm still trying to figure out and defend my position that the league knows what they're doing with the injuries and everything. But the two guys are on the injured list today. Here's Ray on the Sixers, but Frankie will take the Lakers. Chad, here it is. I mean, it's you want the Chad challenge. Here it is. I mean, I've got the Lakers in this one. So I'll just seal it up right now, Chad Challenge. So if you go by the record of the Chad Challenge, I mean, why wouldn't you take Philly? I don't want to be a guy that gets faded here, but Chad's the one bragging about the record. I just think I'm on the Lakers right now as a team in general. Um, and again, if the line comes out and one or both guys aren't, I'll still back the Lakers at a revised price here. I'm kind of playing the momentum though of this team. It looks pretty positive right now. I mean, if the way I'm trying to be very objective in watching the Lakers at this point, because I'm a super doubter always with this club, but looking at the way they're playing right now, the chemistry seems to be there. To me, that's what it is, and I'm gonna look to take them tonight. Total, I couldn't tell you. I mean, let me see here. I think we have the. I'll get the Steam report into. I did a little Cyber Monday deal, and I was bragging about it yesterday, and got a new little. Uh, uh, had a lemon that was on a deal, and so hey, I got a little Cyber Monday action. You know what I mean? And we get that steam rolling in there in the Discord today. I'll snapshot it if you guys seem to like it. So that's just it, Brent. The team's playing a little bit better defense here, and again, I contend that they don't even have the full complement of their bench, which really that's what they feel like they've improved on here to a certain extent coming into the season, and maybe we really haven't got to see that. So they're doing Lakers are doing a pretty good job here at this point. Darren says 76ers and under. And let me just see if I can peek at the Steam here. Nothing on the game. There's been some movement on a few totals as far as why they reported Steam. Okay, I'm going to be on the Lakers here in this one. And look, the spread records would tell, like, the Sixers have been awesome. I mean, that's the other thing. One of the best spread teams right now in the league so far, 9-3 as a favorite. Lakers don't have the numbers right now against the spread. In fact, they're sub 500 against the spread. They are a 500 proposition on the road and as an underdog here. But I'm just seeing a little bit of turn here, and off the good performance at Cleveland. We'll take him here tonight. All right. You guys wanted to talk about it. We might want to spend 5 minutes on this one just because of the fact that both teams are 2-14 coming in. This is, it's kind of like Sideshow Bob a little bit, right? Or a traffic accident, right? You want to, you end up going real slow by it and looking at it and seeing the carnage. Uh, that sounds like a bad way to put things, but still, with these two teams, uh, look on the surface, the Wizards to me look like the team that playing a little bit better. Interestingly, here coming in, right? They seem to care a little bit more at this point. I don't know what it is. Just note that for all the poor records of these two teams, 2-14 straight up, both teams are 7-9 against the spread. All you can do now, look, uh, 9-7 against the spread would be better, but it's not, 3 or 4 wins against the spread. These teams are hard or trying hard. That's what I get out of spread records, you guys. Yeah, they're going to be overmatched in some games, but they've covered here. You do want to be over 500, but again, when you're bad. The only thing of note, though, here is that Washington on the road is 6-3 against the spread this season on the road. 6-3. Now they're usually getting a lot more points. They're usually playing, even just mediocre opposition, and they're getting more points. We've seen them covering the double digits time and time again. Here, they're only getting 3 points because they're playing the Pistons. But Pistons are 0-1 against the spread in one other try so far as a favorite. I think this is probably going to, end up putting me on the Washington Wizards here. Probably even try the money line a little bit is what I feel like, and that's what I'm gonna do. Take Washington there. I'm not really seeing much good action from sharps. I mean, the line went from 3 to 4, maybe it went to 4 a little bit, came back down. Is it? Let me look here. I didn't even call up the lines to see if was the Sixer game 5? What a bad job, you guys. It was okay, Chad. That game was 6, by the way, but I'll take 5, whatever. Here, but the Laker game was 6. And should note, I had the total. Oh no, I had the total right. Okay, uh, but on this one, it looks like mostly threes and 236. So maybe it went up a notch. I didn't. Um, I didn't get up 5 hours early for this show. I got to be honest with you. I might look a little tired here. I got up 90 minutes before this after the Chargers pissing me off. Uh, I took the full complement of sleep. All right. I'll take the Wizards. You guys have more comment. You guys are commenting on this one like it's the play-in champion, like it's a in-season championship here. Here's a shot of the Pistons. Chad on Detroit. Another Chad challenge, or is it only like? I guess there could be a lot of Chad challenges. You probably and I'd probably have a better record, right, Chad? You're just like the reason why you're crushing me is because you're zeroing in on like a really one that you really like, and I'm just lukewarm on. Good job, brother. You're doing a great job here. And hey, I made up the name Chad Challenge. All right. Any proceeds of the Chad Challenge, I'm coming for my portion. I mean, I think uh, you know, Chad Challenge. I maybe have a copyright on it. All right. Solo on the over here. For me on the total, uh Solo and I are clicking usually. Maybe here, I don't know. I mean, there. This is one of the sharp total game, sharp move games. I think here this morning. No, this is not widely reported. Steam necessarily. The sharps have been back and forth. This total has been as low as 233 and a half, as high as 236. So it looks like we're on the high. And I said right now it's already 236. I'm not giving out the total, so I'm not going to update it too much here. But okay, Pistons. Hey, this would be the time, right? You got the worst team at home. You're hungry for wins, but so is Washington. Okay, so this is it. Okay, well, is it only because you're only going to go with? You don't want to bury me into submission here. All right. Hey, Sean, catch Mindy on her new show, weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 Pacific with midday plays. Tiffany Mance, Mindy Hahn, the sisters, and they'll give you their perspective every day. Thank you for mentioning that, Josh. All right. We got Josh and I on the Wizards here. Trailblazers and Pacers in this one. And the Pacers are a double digit favorite. This one saw widely reported steam to the over. In fact, uh, seems to be coming back down right now. I'm showing 13 and 240 for the most part at this point. I'm even showing um, a 239 and a half. So maybe there's a little bit of pressure back to the under for some reason, but not the way when I see so far. Uh, I just got to tell you, so far this season, when I've seen the moves come in on the widely reported steam to the over when a total is issued in the 238 or higher range, that total has gone over this season. Now, this is specific. I mean, I don't have it. There's not an official statistic. I've just been tracking the Don Best Steam. It's a company that does line serve. There are two major companies that do. And I've just noticed, and what a line, a Steam move, this is the morning Steam. I mean, that's a curated name because I like Steam. I like games that are on the move. It tells me something. And Don Best, you hear it in the show, right? It's like Steam Play. And when that's happened so far this season, and the total has come out at 238 or higher, and Don Best issues a reported Steam Play, I'm showing that move to be 13 and 2 to the over as a win. So I'm probably going to be on the over in this game here tonight. There's nothing to say this game wouldn't go over if you look at these two teams and what they've done this season with the total, right? Especially, well, I guess just Indiana games in general. I'm not. There's no secret here. I'm not giving you some. Oh, I've got the Don Best database. Oh, well, the Pacers are 14 and 1 to the over. You guys, that's not a that's widely reported. Everybody knows that, and there it is. I mean, all you guys are on the over. I'm all Hey, I've got this machine telling me to go over. We don't need the machine. We got you guys in the chat saying go over in this game. All right, maybe you guys have the ESPN. Look, you can make fun of ESPN. You could be, a total righty and say ESPN is not for you. Have them the alert on the ESPN. They don't mess around, right? They give you some only really hot, updated information. Yeah, they get a little carried away at the B. I don't need a notification for the latest BS. I get rid of the C, the latest BCS BS. But Frank Reich has just been fired by the Carolina Panthers following yesterday's game. Frank Reich let go. The Panthers are 1-10. They'll be moving forward right now, but that's just the breaking news from Shefty from ESPN. Frank Reich is fired. The former Buffalo Bills quarterback who engineered one of the greatest comebacks in playoff history, but he wasn't able to get much done. Like I said, the Panthers they rated their defense certainly statistically most categories like close to the top 10, inside the top 10, right around 10. So just a dismal offense. All right. But we're talking about the football game here, but that's a little bit of the breaking news. Breaking news, as Doug Polk says. So, okay, well, there's the thing in this game, and again, there's enough kind of reverse line pressure to me that would indicate maybe this would be the under game here, but I just can't do it, man. Not with this type of move that always seems to go over. So, hello to Billy Mack here today. He's talking about the football game, Monday Night Foot. He's talking about the real Monday Night Football. All right. All right, you guys, I'm taking the over here in this one. Um, like I said, if I didn't see this type of there is appear to be some sharp action on the under that has me a little bit concerned. So I'm just going to give it out as a free play, and you don't even have to trust that information I get. I mean, they're 14-1 to the over. The Blazers are an under team so far this season for the most part, just shaded to the under, but on the road they are 5-4 to the over. So, and the uh, Pacers aren't covering very well. The Blazers aren't covering very well, although they are 5-4 also against the spread on the road. But Pacers 9-6 against the spread so far, and they've been doing a pretty good job. So, all right, give me the over in that one. Pelicans and Jazz NBA action here for Monday night. And you have the Pelicans here on the road, a 5-point favorite, it looks like right now. The total here is 230.5, I'd say. All right. And yeah, for me in this one, boy, this one, I almost want to see some comments first before I comment here with these two teams. But you have Jazz here, not looking great, obviously, at this point, given their uh, 5-11 record here, and the Pelicans have been getting some numbers certainly of late, but they're going to delay points here on the road. That does feel a little bit tricky, but Utah is 6-2 so far against the spread at home, but should be noted also 6-7 against the spread as an underdog. Meanwhile, the Pelicans are a winning proposition against the spread so far this season with a 10-6-1 record, but um, 2-3 is a favorite. 3-1 is ATS favorite on the road. This one's kind of got some tricky signals here. I think for me, I probably just end up on the over. You have Utah going 6-2 the over so far at home this season. Pelicans have been a solid under. They played pretty decent defense, but the number looks a little bit high. I don't know if I can't get going on a premium, but kind of wanted to go over here. It feels like. I know the sharps are going to be on the under for sure. Let's see what you have to say. Pelicans for Sean. Chad's got the Zion game here. So, look, they were kind of steaming this under early coming into this, but man. All right, I'm going to take the points at home. I want to play this total, and I don't know if I can get there on a premium, but I just I want to wait it out and see. Brent says, "Give me the Pelicans here." Just as I said it. Okay, yeah, I'm on the Jazz here, plus the points at home. Look, like I said, I think maybe 6-2 spread record at home. I know the marketing. Let me just check the status here. Yeah, he's still questionable, so I can't. I want to play the total. I really need to know market him in the marketing in this game. Certainly, for me, it's a little bit of an impact because the Jazz he is, to me it feels like a bit more a bigger piece than some of the other leagues 20 plus game scorers that could miss games here or there when you're going to make a premium play. So let me just give out the Jazz. If he's in there, we're already going to be getting a bonus here, but I'm already playing the spot kind of. Chad's on the Chad and I are just on the opposite sides every time. So at this point, so Chad, I need like a spreadsheet with all your wins here, because then I can fade myself and we'll both be rich. All right. Remember, I said last night on one of those shows, I mean, I'm trying. It's going to be hard through sports betting, but this is the profession we've chosen. And somehow I will buy the Chargers. And they'll say, wow, a sports better, an old sports better, bought the Chargers. Okay. And moved them back to San Diego. All right. I'll take the Jazz here. And he did it by fading the Chad Challenge, or playing the Chad Challenge, I mean. Okay, one more game, one last game. Here it is with my Clippers. Have you started to figure out that I like a lot of pitiful teams? I mean, what does it say? No, uh, no wonder I'm so wishy-washy half the time. I mean, right? How can you have any confidence when you've never won the world championship in anything significant? All right, here we go with the Nuggets and the Clippers, and the Clippers a big favorite here against the. I don't know. Do they not stay at Holiday Inn Express? They got bad rooms, bad beds, bad mattresses, bad plane flights. What's wrong with these Nuggets? They don't like to go on the road, and I guess you could kind of play into the thousand, the mile high factor a little bit, right? With I don't know how it affects a team that usually, right? You go like athletes go to condition themselves, elite athletes. They go to Colorado for months at a time to condition themselves. What is it like? Let me ask Matt D in the chat. I mean, what is it like? Do you leave Colorado? Very frequently and come back. Why is Denver have? It does feel like Denver teams in general have the bigger home. Maybe you know what it is. It's more of a home edge, right? Their home edge often stands out so much that they're maybe just regular on the road, but it just stands out because they're so strong at home. Whatever the case may be, here the Clippers are a big favorite, and the Nuggets are 1-8 against the spread on the road. Hasn't been pretty. Uh, I'd have to think the Clippers would smash these guys right now, the way things are going. And I would think. Here's the thing: if you think of these two teams right now, you've got to be thinking under, right? I don't know if it's. I don't know if it's going to be that way. I guess it is. The Nuggets have been. This is the first time the Nuggets have been an underdog all year, right? So how will that play out? I would think. To me, to me it plays out to an over. I thought we'd get a much lower number than this. I thought the sharps or the books or somebody would be like, I mean, because where's the 215, right? You got all these other, Heat and Nick or whoever at 216. I guess 220 is not that. Is it still 220? Yeah, it's 220 and a half. Here's the thing. I mean, the Clippers, they're under in 9 of their last 10 games. The Nuggets are 2-7 to the under on the road this season. The Clippers are 2-8-1 to the under as a favorite. I feel like it's going to go over. Only because I think the Nuggets is an under, an under. I think the Clippers probably going to smash these guys, and it's going to end up going over because they're going to really crush them here tonight. Really having some issues with the Nuggets on the road at this point. Okay, let's get your comments here. Josh, you can't have the Josh challenge. I mean, the Chad challenge is easy because Chad is Chad, and the first 3 letters of the word challenge are Cha. And Chad, you need a Josh thing, you know. Uh, and I don't think the Joshing with Josh or anything. That's because you've heard of that enough of that in your life. Chad's like the Clippers here with me. Thank you, Chad. It's the play of the day. Good here. Frankie says, "Look, and I'll look. I can sit here and argue the total under, right? I'm not. I'm not. I'm giving the argument as the total under. I'm telling you. Look at all these trends going under. We know that. I'm just saying the Nuggets. We haven't seen them as a road favorite yet, and as a road underdog, we haven't seen them as an underdog yet. And the way way things are kind of going on the road, this is the way I see things. I mean, right, guys? I mean, you're. This is hopefully why you come to me. And yeah, am I off on some off the wall picks? Of course, but um, it's too easy to sit there and say, look at all these unders. Look at all these unders go under. That's what I'm saying. Where's the 215 today? Because everyone, you got to be thinking under in this game, right? So this is the way. I'm not saying my brain's wired any differently or anything, and maybe this is why my semi-contrarian. I'm not always contrarian, but the Clippers at home to me, especially with the Nuggets team that can't cover on the road, Clippers often overvalued. Maybe they are here too. I mean, 6 points is a lot. That's why I'm giving it out here as a free play. And laying the points because it's a little tough to think about, oh, the Nuggets, the champs, whatever. So Brent's got the Nuggets winning this game, coming in here and winning against the Clippers. This team that can't even, look totally dysfunctional. Hey, let's get, you know, let's get our team back together. Talking about the Nuggets, right? Look, they're still having a great start. It's the Clippers that have been sucking. I'm the one. How many? We've got 60 people in here watching. I'm so proud, happy, and thankful you'd choose to watch me ramble here for 90 minutes to 2 hours every day about this. But I'm always telling you the Clippers are a big joke, right? Tonight I want the Clippers. And maybe that's what I'm saying, right, Chad? We feel like it's the spot. So, all right, Josh. Hey, we're gonna find it, Josh. I'll come up with it, or you might, but we're gonna get the Josh. Maybe Josh, you and I could have more of a consensus thing. They already took the consensus. I didn't act on it soon enough. I think we've already dropped the consensus idea of the picks. Wasn't able to get it together fast enough, which is, you know, all right. Oh, Josh, right? Talking about the oil. We're talking about the Houston Oilers here, right? Though, right, Josh? Oh yeah, yeah, because of the greatest comeback. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Jose is here today in Cinegretti also. All right, looks like we have a little bit of Clippers support with me here, laying the points tonight. That's it for the NBA. Let's talk hockey. This is what you came for. I didn't even look at how we did. Maybe we can kind of wrap it up. Yeah. Well, now I can't but we did have some clip this off here a little bit. Uh, Basketball winners yesterday. We had the big game, Celtics and under double winner yesterday. We also had the Brooklyn Nets yesterday, under in Toronto, Cleveland, but mixed results. Anyways, hockey last night, pretty. We had Red Wings and under double winner in that early game. We had the Blue Jackets on the puck line. We had that Ducks game going over. We backed off there on that Oilers puck line, but come on. Should have been on some Oilers puck line. All right. So, all right, maybe the hockey results were mixed, but we'll get them tonight for sure. I mean, we haven't been missing too much on the show with hockey. Feels like hockey's about the show. Maybe we need to make some premiums. Um, all those totals we crushed last year, maybe we're giving them too many on the show. Doesn't matter to me. I mean, we want to have good premiums. We want to, hey, consider subscribing to my picks here. That's how you can support me here at Tony's Picks. Hopefully, going to give you some more free winners right now, but give a few more extra winners in your pocket. Just, if you could pick up a package, use that promo code Tony T. That's how I get paid. And, well, other than winning too, but to come on and do this show kind of thing, right? All right, let's talk about some games today in the National Hockey League with the Rangers big favorite here, of course, against the Sabres. And we'll try to make sure on these goalies, but I know what I'm doing. I'm pretty sure in most of these games today. I mean, even here in this one, I mean, I'm probably not going to be willing to lay a puck and a half with the Rangers at this point. I'd probably be looking to play the puck line here with uh, Buffalo. The Rangers are 3-4 on the puck line so far at home this season, and Buffalo, an impressive 10-4 is a puck line underdog, and 8-3 as a puck line underdog on the road. I just want to make sure I can peek at the line here in case it's something. I mean, I have a pretty good feel. I mean, it's not going to be ridiculous on this one. I mean, I'm going to be on Buffalo, but I maybe would like to quote the line for the puck line, and for Buffalo, minus $1.35 at a very square book. So, but I'll do it here on the show, and I would think with you know uh, it is six. The total six. What do I have it on screen? It's 6/15, and I just want to look at it there. Yeah, that total's long gone. Sorry about that. Did you guys even 6.5 under 25 may have been there whenever I entered this in, but I'm showing 6/15, maybe 6/20 across the board, and you'd have that's just it, right? Maybe I should have given out the total. Maybe I still will on the Maybe I still will on the premium, but I would think with uh, Levi and Shesterkin here. There was some steam that came in on the over here, I know, but I don't see it that way. I mean, obviously, no one's going to see it that way. It looks like some big time pressure here on the under. The widely reported steam has already come in on the under. Okay, I mean, I'm showing a little bit of over steam, but that was after it had already gone down to 6/20 ish. So still more pressure the under, I guess. I'll take the Sabres on the puck line here, but man, this is going to be. It feels like this is a low score, you guys. Okay, here we go. Anything on this one? Thanks, Werner, for your leans there in hockey. Darren's going to take the puck line here with Buffalo. Okay, yeah, let's call it $1.40, Darren. But all right. And yeah, let me. You know what? I better make sure. Um, A little lazy here, a little tired, but I didn't even call up one of the goalie sites just to see if they had anything different or any confirmed goalies yet. In fact, none of the goalies have any even uh, they all are unconfirmed. So, all right, Darren says go under here, puck line. Okay, I think we're that's consensus. It feels like. Let's go with the Bruins here and the Blue Jackets NHL action here for Monday night. Whoops. All right. Let's take a look here with this one with the Bruins, obviously having a great run still here. Uh, 14 3-3 officially. Blue Jackets, we keep hitting them with the puck line, man. These guys are money when it comes to the puck line so far this season as a puck line dog with 13-6 record. And the Bruins, they've been so dominant. You know, they have covered quite a few puck lines, but just 9-8 as a puck line favorite. Still, could be an okay night here for the Bruins. This one, I'm maybe just going to lean just a little bit away from this one. If you think about, these teams now, Columbus 4-7 to the under so far at home this season. We are seeing quite a bit of pressure from sharps, it looks like, though, here to the over. And maybe that's probably what I'll end up doing here is taking the over here in this one. Uh, with it currently at, let me see, six under. Is it 6.5 under 20? No, yeah, 6.5 under 20. I am showing one couple of Vegas books at six over. So there is quite a bit of pressure here to the under. I don't know. Uh, just because, when you see all the 6.5s, right, they're out there now. Uh, we talk about the scoring a little bit, and it just seems like the totals are coming out 6.5 a lot more frequently than maybe what we're used to in years past. And it's not necessarily showing in the results so far. The results are still even a month in, month or plus in, um, not necessarily discernible. I'll do a little more research on that. Darren says maybe this will be the puck line game here for Boston. Yeah, I think you could be right, but I think to me the price has just gone too high from at this point. What is the puck line here at this point for Columbus? Minus $1.17. I mean, that's just the thing right now. Columbus is pretty solid on the puck line. Um, is what I feel. Now you are going up against the Bruins, so uh, that's noted. But I'm going to take the Blue Jackets here, plus a goal and a half. Not to fade Darren there, but I just feel like this line is probably has probably gone up too high, even with the Bruins here. And right, it's official, right? It's a 2-game losing streak. Don't forget. Maybe I should take that into consideration. You're right, salty, but I'll take Columbus. Puck line. Panthers and Senators. Tonight in this one, the Panthers are a road favorite here. Looks like Bob Brofsky and Corpusalo. And okay. Hey, I don't mind trying to I don't think I'm gonna mind trying Ottawa here at home at plus a little bit plus the money a little bit here. That's the way I want to go. I'm going to take the Senators. I like this price. for sure. Look, for Ottawa, they've been, I don't know, I think they've been okay. They're a 500 team so far at home well, they're a 500 team overall, but also a 500 team at home so far this season. Nothing wrong with Florida. Don't get me wrong. Florida looking, pretty strong here, but I'm gonna I'm gonna try Ottawa here in this one. They've already played once this year. Ottawa got the win at home 4-2. That was on um October 1st. So Ottawa already with a win here against them. They beat them here also last year in the last meeting 5-2. So I'm gonna try Ottawa here. Look, Florida's been great as a favorite, 9-3 straight up so far as a favorite. But I can't pass this up. I mean, if anything, it looks like there's even no, um, showing some $1.25 out there at some spots, and this one's a little bit tough, maybe on the total, but I think that I'll, probably end up on the under. Probably gonna go on. I know Ottawa's producing a lot of overs, certainly, but Florida on the road, if I'm taking Ottawa to win, right, I'm thinking this one's gotta be, you know, 3-2 or 4-2. Uh, they're not gonna they're not gonna get into a high score with Florida and be able to come out of that with a win, right? So hopefully I'm getting these prices with you guys. All right, Lightning and Avalanche here. Vasilevsky, Gurdjieff in the pipes, in between the pipes. And in this one, let me see. I think this was a game that had some. No, no. It was the Bruins and the Blue Jackets was the other game that had the widely reported steam. So, okay, other than that, there wasn't really that much. So, okay, here in this one, man, you know what? Tampa Bay looks like an interesting proposition here on the road, actually, against Colorado tonight. I don't know if I can do it as a premium, but I might do it on the show here. In fact, it just stunned me a little bit. I looks like the bookmakers may be on the same, maybe thinking the same thing here. Colorado's $1.45, $1.40, $1.45 here in this one. I kind of wanted to get involved with Tampa Bay. Uh, I also like the over, but that one it does look a little bit high to me. Uh, Probably because these teams do play some overs, certainly, especially Tampa Bay of late. Let's see, Tampa Bay's gone over in 7 of their 10 games as an underdog. Colorado has gone over in 6 of their 9 games at home thus far. Does seem to be kind of a high pro. Why don't we do that? I'm gonna take the over here as my play. Uh, these two teams do go over, and if it's going to be 6.5 over minus 115, and there's some 6.5s out there. To be fair, I'll just score it at 6.5 over minus 115. I'm going to take the over in this one with Tampa and Colorado. Like I said, I think I'm going to try to find myself on the Lightning. Whether or not I can give it as a premium, I'm not sure. I mean, Avalanche are still 7-2 at home. They are the Avalanche after all, but I really want to play the Lightning in this one. Let's see what we got here. Nice try. That'd be great. It feels like sometimes it should be, right? Peter, thank you for your plays today here. And we can take a second to look at those. He likes the under in this game. I just gave out the over. So Peter and I on the opposite there. No big deal. We need that. We need that. And please come back here and tell me you won. I know you've been stopping in all the time, so appreciate it. let me know. Let me know who you want. I know it's not a Chad challenge, and we'll get everybody their own beat Ramon nickname. Um, all right, I'm still looking for my special little nickname. I can't. You know, I need one of those play of the day things. Everyone's got one, right? Tony doesn't. Tony's not gonna have a play. He gives you one play. He gives you a play on every game. But I need one of those play of the day nicknames that everyone has. I just can't think of it. I really like Brian Bittlers, but it's Brian Bittlers. All right. Here we go with Vegas and Calgary. This one, Vegas slight favorite here on the road. 115. Wow. Here we are again with just betting Calgary like they're the bee's knees at this point. I tried to get into it with one of the great YouTube handicaps saying why do the Flames keep getting bet like they are uh, a team above 500, like they're supposed to come back into form here. I mean, these are the Vegas Golden Knights playing absolutely terrific, and they're barely favored in this one, and that's with the fact that uh, Vegas is 10-7 as a favorite this season, and Calgary's 3-6 as an underdog. But reverse the roles a little bit, and this one's close to a pick 'em anyways. So I don't know if that's necessarily fair. But Calgary is just 3-3 at home so far, and Vegas is 6-3 on the road, straight up. So see that total there, 6 under 15. Uh, that mostly is, I think, based on Vegas. I would have to think Vegas is 6-11 to the under as a favorite. Calgary's been mostly going over. We know that, but of late they've been slowing it down a little bit in the scoring department and playing a little bit better defensively. Yes, yes, of course, that's it. That's what makes perfect sense. And there's one guy, he's a very nice man on one of the other, and his name is Reverse Sweep Ramon. That doesn't sound too good. That sounds like a guy went 0-3. We can't have that. We can't, because that, making me look like I'm getting reverse sweep and it's not even me. But shout out to Reverse Sweep Ramon if anybody knows who that is. It's not me. But you might hear that, and then might think of me, or maybe you think of that him. Okay. Anyways, make the call here in this one with Vegas and Calgary. I'm going to go under here in this one. Right? You like that, John? You like those? When they say that, and when they do that, you talk about when they say it like on Twitter and X, or when they do it on the shows. I have a guaranteed max 5-star play. This is Ramon Scott. Get my package. All of our plays are guaranteed, actually. All right. Anyways, I'll take the under in this one. Already seeing some pressure of the under. I don't know if I'm totally impressed, but I am going to take it under. And if I would think if Vegas is going to win, it'll be an under. If the Flames, uh, you know, score more goals, it's easier said than done. Not a cliche in this case. A high scoring game, I think the Flames win, and low scoring game, I think the Knights win. Knights still have a chance if it's high scoring, but if uh, the lower scoring it is, I think the Flames have less of a chance to win. Does that make any sense? Yeah, right. I mean, I could do that. I could do that. I always say the worst thing about me is my marketing. That's why I'm so thankful for this opportunity to come on here every day. All right, Capitals and Sharks here in this one. The Capitals are such a big favorite. I'm I was surprised that a lot of the hockey experts continue to shame the start here a little bit of Washington. I guess I'm just as someone that doesn't understand the finer points or the intricacies of the game, I just look at the metric, kind of the metrics and the numbers, and it looks pretty good for Washington. So I would say, I was like, as soon as they started to make the turnaround after the crummy start, I was like, wow, look, this Washington actually is pretty good, and especially kind of on the road. Now, I think this is different because you're playing the Sharks here, but Sharks actually have, done an okay job. Puck line at home, 6-6 record, and the price isn't awful here. I mean, again, you got to try to find some spots. The bookmakers aren't giving away the money, but it still is a minus $1.45 to take that puck line. But I guess you could do worse. Now Washington is 1-5 as a puck line favorite so far. Yeah, no doubt the Sharks are terrible on the puck line overall, but that's because they have an 0-9 puck line record on the road. Like I said, they have, at home it's been a little bit better, and they've shorted up here a little bit of late. They have. Now I have seen some 5.5s out there in this one. That Uh, I get it. I mean, look, the Sharks are going under because they're terrible and they can't score. They've gone under in 6 of the 21 games, but Washington's been a total under as well, and they've gone under in 12 of 17. So that's probably why you're seeing even some 5.5s out there. I'm not. I'll go over. I will go over tonight, and I'll probably if I can get 5.5, a decently priced 5.5. Anybody can get 5.5. You get 5.5 over 40, probably. I would guess right now. I think I didn't look, but I'd go over 5.5. If I don't put it as a premium, I'll go over 5.5. I'll lay the juice. Okay, I'm using everything in my arsenal. I'm not one of those guys. I will play underdogs. I will play favorites, parlays, teasers, uh, super sweet reverse teasers, whatever works. I'm using every tool in the belt. Here on the show, we're giving sides and totals, and you can go from there. When I give out the uh, uh, Sharks here in this one, plus a goal and a half, if you want to take some money line, that's on you. If you want to take all the Sharks, I got the Sharks on the puck line, plus a goal and a half here. Go Sharks! Come on, Ferner. We're out of games. We're out of. We don't have any more hockey games, so we got to talk about the Sharks. And I just thought the Sharks were the coolest thing when they first came out. The shark biting the stick. Had that big old shirt. Just a kid. Big old shirt with a shark on it. All right. That's it for hockey. Now, I have some college basketball I'd like to look at if you'd like to. Maybe 3 or 4 games even on tonight's card since it's a Monday and it's not a, blockbuster tilt. Remember, they used to have a thing called Big Monday. They'd have like Big Ten, Big East, uh, Big 12. They'd have like the big games of the big conferences, Big Monday. Now, not so much. All right. Yep. Yes, we do. And let's start with the Fox Network game, the Fox Sports game here with Oakland and Xavier. Maybe I could have the tabs ready and then I wouldn't be on dead air with nothing, with nothing to say. I mean, it should be like a break for you guys when I stop talking. I always said, don't do dead air, Ramon. Don't do dead air. I got to give you guys a break. All right. Take a look at this one here with Xavier and Oakland. Uh, Xavier's won a couple of games in a row here now after losing 2 games to, well, they lost to number 1 Purdue of course, 83-71. They also lost to Washington. But they came back and hammered St. Mary's. And they clubbed Bryant by 25 points last Friday. For Oakland, they've won 2 straight. They beat Marshall. They've had 6 days off just for the holiday here. They beat Marshall 78-71. They beat LMU Lions by 5. They do have 3 losses this year, including losses to Big Ten teams, Ohio State and Illinois. They also beat Bowling Green and lost to Drake. So this total has been on the move big time. This one opened, I think, as low as 147.5. Let's see if it was any lower. Doesn't really matter at this point. It's long gone. But nonetheless, the total has been going up considerably. In fact, actually, there's been a little bit of buyback here, and it's down to 149.5 at some spots. 149 at one pretty sharp offshore book. I would think this game would go over, wouldn't? So give me the over here in this one with Oakland and Xavier. You could probably find 149.5 right now. I think Xavier will probably crush them. The problem here is Oakland might not get enough points, and maybe that's what the Sharps are seeing. Going to need a big contribution actually from Oakland. I think Xavier could probably win. They might win this one by 20. I'm going to say right now it's going to end up pretty close to the spread because I don't want to get carried away. I'm, but Xavier should be good enough to handle this one by more than 15. So, what could the final result end up being here? 85-65. That would be an under. So I need a few more points here. And I don't know if I'm necessarily going to get him from Oakland. Could Xavier get 90 here? 90-65 would be that'd be a 25-point win. So maybe Xavier gets into the high 80s and Oakland can get into the high 60s here. Maybe, what is this, the Oakland of old with a high-scoring game like this? I'm going to take the over as my play just because I'm worried. Like I said, maybe I'm a little bit more in favor of Xavier. I don't know if I'm going to get there on a premium laying 15 here when it was as low, I believe it's 13.5 here. And it's definitely 15. So, but I will take it over just because I have concerns about Oakland. And if it does stay under and I don't get this one, I'm sure it'll be because Oakland got stuck somewhere in the low 60s and Xavier will end up covering. Steam play. So Josh does not like it. Yeah. Interesting, Josh. Very interesting. Yeah, and I'm like I said, you know what? I might have been the same way to a certain extent. And then my handicapping has definitely evolved in all these years. And I've just, to me, determined in my mind that the pace of the game, right? Look at the NFL, right? You can get it kind of right just by the margins are so thin, but yet the end of the game comes down to, we all have our funny jokes about refs and rigged and paid and phone calls and cheat whatever, but it really comes down to like the last tick of the because it's so it's pro football type of thing and it's going to either land on like right on one side or the other. But the total, it almost like it goes right to the little window, or is the case of the Giants and the Patriots, right? I mean, I had a premium under. I'm not saying look at me premium under Giants Jets. Anybody could pick that one, but we didn't know who was going to win the game, right? It was going like these teams are so bad. Who's going to win? Doesn't matter. We know they suck and no one's scoring any points. Thank you, Darren. Great. You take the dog here. Okay. Like I said, I thought if it goes over, it feels like to me maybe XU. So okay, I'll take the over with you. Hey, this is a pretty good game, right? Aren't these teams have good records? If I'm not mistaken. I think that's why I think that's why the producer chose this game out of on our week schedule. Oh no, this isn't. Yeah, it is. Okay, Northern Illinois is 5-1, and Northwestern is 4-1. Northwestern's still a pretty big favorite here. Um, in fact, looks like this spread's gone up. System play. Now, like I said, I only got up maybe 90 minutes before the show, so definitely typed these lines in this morning. Let me see if I just. I'm sure it's not wrong. It's not very far off. 11 points. Yeah, and it was as low as opened as low as 10.5, but it's 13 now. It looks like for the most part everywhere. This one must have got hit. Yeah, it did. It got hit at about while we were on the air about an hour ago. Got hit here to move it to 13. And the total has been on the move lower big time here in this one. I mean, that's what I like. I almost want to go premium. I might be doomed now. It is. It did just tick back up to 143. I might just. Oh no! I'm sorry. That's the game below it. 140 and a half. Now, what can I do? Let me just give it out on the show here. I'm not sure about the 13. It looks like. I mean, to me, Northern Illinois looks pretty okay, right? I mean, uh, yeah, maybe I could lean Northwest, but not maybe not at this newer price right now at 13. This one opened, it was as low as 11, and now it's 13. And there's nothing wrong necessarily with this Northern Illinois team. In fact, I think they are pretty good. Let me see here. Yeah, the Northern Illinois. It is a contrast of styles to a certain extent for sure. But uh, I'm gonna take the under. I don't know if that necessarily favors Northwestern to get a blowout win. I mean, Northern Illinois is 5-0 against the spread so far, 4-0 against the spread on the road. So even though these teams are both clicking right now to start the season, Northwestern's garbage against the spread. 1-3-1. They're 4-1 overall. Northern Illinois is 5-1. Straight up, both teams looking good, right? Against the spread, Northern Illinois is 5-0. So they've not only played well, they've done it kind of surprisingly. Northwestern, for with their good record, they're 1-3-1 against spread. They're often overvalued. They're not as good, and now they're laying more points than what it was. They were laying 11. Now they're laying 13. That doesn't feel too comfortable. Let me give out the under here. Doesn't mean I thought maybe Northwestern was a side, but I don't want to lay it with those kind of conflicting that data. Wow, I want to say hello to KLCMN. I'm thinking that's KLC from Minnesota. I don't know. Just gonna speculate a little bit, but I've never seen your name or chat or comments or anything. So I really, really appreciate you coming in and giving us some hockey action here. That's really great of you. Hope to have you again do that. That's exactly what I'm looking for from our chat room. So it seems like you'll fit in just great. So appreciate you very, very much. Maybe you listen to the show and you just got finally a chance to stop in and put your plays in. So I'll leave them up there for a second. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. KLC in Minnesota. That's what I'm going to say. That's what it feels like. All right. I think I got one or two more here going out west. I think some of these might be, you might have to go to the internet or something on some of these TV games. Santa Barbara and Fresno here. With both teams Santa Barbara's 2-2, I think. They might have. Let me look at the. Okay, they are 2 and yeah, they didn't play any. Okay, they did. They played Westmont. Okay, for some reason, I never. I mean, I know that's not a board team. I just. I usually look at every game. Last week was pretty hectic, right? That was on Wednesday night, so could have been doing the holiday thing already or something. But Santa Barbara here at Fresno favorite. No, oh, wow. Okay, this one's moved to a pick 'em here, and the total down to 141. So we're definitely seeing a move here on the Gauchos, and a move to the under for sure. Let's see what to make of that all of a sudden. Is that something that happened on the air here too? Okay, let me just peek at it. So I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to give out a, you know, an easy fodder play. Well, Chad doesn't. He's not. You're around Chad for the college. You don't do the college. I don't think he's here. Hey, Sean's here though, and he'll take Fresno here at a pick. Fresno so far 2-0 at home, and Santa Barbara lost their only road game. And I agree with Sean. I mean, I'm probably going to agree with Sean. Probably just Ray going under. Okay, I agree with Sean, and I agree with Ray. Do we have a double play, you guys? No one else has commented on. Oh, well, no. Actually, Darren did, right? Uh, I didn't. Darren already was on under 143. Great job, Darren, getting an absolute great price here. Fresno and under. This is just consensus. Feels like consensus. Do we need to break it down? Do we need to go over the? Let's just do a little double play. Feels like you guys. I mean, feels like you guys are on Fresno. Got two people on Fresno. Two on the under. I like Fresno in the under. The line's already moved against us. Uh, or no, no, I'm sorry. Gave us the value. Gave us the value. What am I talking about? Fresno and under. I'm just going with the chat. I got one more game if you want to look at it. Ooh, a bunch of football games just got hit. Anyways, one more Utah and St. Mary's. The late game. And we have in this one, St. Mary's is a 4.5 point favorite, 134.5. Did you guys, man, Santa Barbara just got hit again. You're gonna be able to get a point here possibly here soon. Okay. Utah and St. Mary's here. This one, I don't know. I might need your help with. St. Mary's, what did I say? Down to 4.5, huh? It did open as high as 6, and this one just keeps moving. Looks like there is some action here on Utah. This one got steamed about 30 minutes before airtime. I wasn't too impressed by the steam. I was kind of thinking, oops, where's my graphic? There we go. I was kind of thinking St. Mary's here. What's the total is up to 130, 134, I'd say. Looks like this total is on the move higher. And I don't know if I'm necessarily ready even to commit here to anything on the total. Maybe that keeps going up. I could look at this one under. So I don't know. I kind of wanted to play St. Mary's here in this one, but man, what do you guys? Anything in this? Here's Ray with an over here. Let me refresh my memory here. All right, St. Mary's. Yeah, they had the 3-game losing streak. Remember, we tried to use them against Dave. Oh, I tried to use them against Xavier. That was a bad idea. That's interesting that Xavier is playing that game tonight. They lost to Weber. They lost to San Diego State, and they lost to XU. This isn't quite the start that we're used to, certainly from St. Mary. Although they did have a 3-game losing streak last season with the same type of schedule a little bit. And as for the Utes right now, they are on a 2-game losing streak of their own, having lost to Houston and St. John's at that event. They beat Wake Forest at the event, and then they lost to Houston, and then they lost to St. John's. Now they have wins over Eastern Washington, Riverside, and Wake. All right. Well, I think for me, in this look, Utah's been getting the money, uh, just 1-0 against the spread at home. All right. I'll try Utah here. Looks like the move's on Utah. Confidence level low, with all due respect. All right. Thanks, Rodney. That's what I was looking. That's what I. Okay. Well, um, let's hope that's the case. I'll take the points here. The moves on. Peasy, hello. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. And again, I'm like I said, Santa Barbara just got hit again just a few minutes ago. So uh, we'll see what's going on. All right. I think that's it for the show, you guys. Thanks a lot. I want to thank everybody for hope we didn't miss anything. Thanks for tuning in here to the morning steam. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. It'll be NBA in season tournament. I know everybody loves that. And check me out over at tonyspicks.com. You'll find my premium picks over there for today's action. You can click on the All Cappers tab, and there you'll find the handicappers over at tonyspicks.com. You see Ron, you see Marlon, you see Nick, and you just click on the handicapper tab, scroll down here, and you'll find my premium pick packages. Hey, why not ride with me for a couple of days here with my 3-day all sports package? If you take that promo code Tony T off, save 20%. You get this for just $79. And over the next 3 days, if you wait to get this package close to game time today, maybe afternoon, uh, after 3 Eastern and noon Pacific, you'll actually get 4 days worth of plays, most likely, the way I put them in. They mostly kind of go in before noon Pacific here as I kind of look the moves, see which way we're going to go. And usually I average between 5, 7, 9 plays a day. So you get a pretty good deal. Helps me out, keeps me on the air, keep me coming back here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. All right. It's going to do it for me. Don't forget the great programming today here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. And I'll be back with you again tomorrow. Appreciate it. For Tony'sPicks.com, I'm Ramon Scott.